Hello everyone, welcome to Python series. In this video we'll be discussing about Python tuples. We have already known what a data type is, what a variable is. In Python we are having a number of data types. Tuple is one of the data types in Python. It is a collection of elements. Tuple is a collection of items. The characteristics of tuple are it is ordered, means the elements that we have entered inside a tuple will be placed in a particular sequence how we have entered, and it is immutable, means the data once entered cannot be changed. Tuple also allows duplicate values, means we can give a element repeatedly inside a tuple, even that is allowed. For creating a tuple we have to use parentheses. For suppose I want to create a tuple with name t, I shall start with parentheses and give the elements inside it. This is how a tuple is created. And in tuple strings are also allowed, like hello is one string and world is another string. I can create a tuple with two elements with string data types. Further, I can also create tuple containing different data types. One is an integer and 3.2 being float data type, and I can also use string data type and boolean data type also. This is heterogeneous. We can take multiple data types inside a tuple. And as tuple is a ordered and collection of elements, it will be given the elements inside it will be given some index. In order to access the elements inside a tuple, every element inside the tuple will be given some index. In the sense, I have created here 1 2 3 4 is a tuple I have created. This is the tuple we have created. In indexing, these elements will be given some address, means there are two types of indexing, positive indexing and negative indexing. In positive indexing starts from 0 from left to right, so element 1 will be given 0, 2 will be given 1, 3 will be given 2 and 4 will be given 3. And negative indexing, last element will be given -1 and -2, -3 and -4. So the elements 1 2 3 4 are positive indexed from starting from 0 to 3, and in negative indexing it is done from -1 to -4, from right to left. This is how indexing is done. And as we are assigning some value, giving some indexing to the elements, we can access the elements in this way. I have created a tuple t earlier. If I want to access the element 1, it is placed at index 0, so I have to give the 0 in the square brackets. In this way, if I do this, I will get output as 1. For suppose I want to access 2 3 4 elements, then I can use slicing by giving square brackets. Starting index 2 is indexed at 1, so I should give index 1, and 4 is indexed at 3. For accessing 4, we should give the index plus 1. So 4, 3 plus 1 is 4. Then we get output as 2 3 4. This is slicing. A specific subset of tuple can be accessed using slicing. So let us see how operations on tuples are performed in Python. So tuple, primarily we have to create a tuple. To create a tuple we will be using parentheses. Let's check whether a tuple is created or not. Here we have created a empty tuple. If you haven't passed any tuple, any elements inside the tuple, we can create an empty tuple also. See, and next we can use string as elements inside the data, inside the tuple. Here these are the two elements I am passing, string elements passing inside a tuple, and see whether tuple with string data types is created or not. Yes, here we have entered hello and world. These are the two elements, string elements inside the string data type elements inside a tuple. And I want to create a list containing 1 2 3 4. For suppose I can convert this list into tuple in this way by using tuple function and passing the list as a parameter. I can convert this list, create the list a tuple with the elements as in the list. Tuple is object, tuple object is not callable. Let us check whether any tuple is repeatedly created. Tuple is, because I have created. Let us check what's happening here. There it's an error is throwing. Actually, using tuple we can create, we can convert the list into tuple, but it's throwing an error. Let's see what has happened here. The error is tuple object is not a carbon, means built-in tuple function has been showed by a variable also named tuple. This causes Python to try and call your tuple variable as function, which isn't possible. I have added del tuple at the beginning of the to remove the conflicting variable. Okay, fine. Let's see. It is saying that we have already created a variable with the tuple earlier on the same notebook, so it is throwing an error. And let's try this. Earlier tuple we have created a variable that is deleted using this one del operator, and now this L is created, 1 2 3 4 list is created, and T is equal to, by using the tuple function we are converting this list into tuple, and using the same built-in function tuple, using a tuple built-in function we can create a tuple in this way. Suppose tuple is a function and I am giving a string inside this. What it do is each character in the string will be indexed separately. H E L L O, H is one element, E is a one element, L is one element, L is one element. This is how tuple built-in function is used for creating a tuple. And we can also create a tuple with multiple data types. I can do in this way, like 1 3.2 comma true. True is a boolean data type, and hello is a string data type. And let's check whether a tuple is created or not. Yes, we can also create a tuple with multiple data types. So some of the basic operations. Let's see some of the basic operations on a tuple. As we created a tuple earlier, so let's create a new tuple here, 1 2 3 4, with giving some repeated elements, and check print. I want to check the index of 4. T dot index. I want to check the index of 2, for suppose, where 2 is placed in where 2 is located inside the tuple. And I also want to know how many times the element 4 occurred in the tuple. Let's check it. Here dot index method is used to know the index of the element 2. 2 is located at 1, so the here 1 is displayed. and dot count is the method we are using to know how many times the element is occurred inside the tuple. Here 4 occurred 2 times, so 2 is displayed here. In such way, these are the two operations that we can perform on tuple. And accessing tuples, how we can, as we are containing it, as it is getting index, we can access the elements separately from a tuple. Let's see. I want to create a tuple in this way. For suppose is it tup hello is a tuple I am creating, and I want to access the elements inside this tuple. Then let's first check the, yes, let's print it, what elements will be displayed, and I want to see an element indexed at 0, and I also want to see the element placed at index 1. By giving this, we have to give square bracket. In order to access the elements, we have to use square brackets and give its index. And also I want to know the value indexed at 1. Let's check this. Here I got multiple braces, so it is throwing an error. Here I have created a tuple with hello, and I want to access the element at placed at index 0, so h is displayed here, and here I want to know the value placed at index 1, so e is displayed here. So this is we can access the elements inside a tuple. And for suppose I want to get ELL as output, then I can access the give code in this way. Starting element E is placed at 1 and LL is placed at 3. This L0 1 2 3, so I have to give +1 and check. So ELL is the output we will be getting. And also we have seen that there will be negative indexing, so let's check how negative indexing will be used. I am giving -1, so we should get the last element of the tuple, so 0 is displayed here. This is the one of the operations slicing, accessing the elements inside the tuple. This is one way, and we have also seen the slicings 1 to 4. We have seen specific elements, access to specific elements inside the tuple. This is slicing. And concatenation is also can also be done in tuple. Concatenation in the sense we can add two tuples together using an operator plus. For suppose I will create a tuple with elements 1 2 3 1 2 3, and I also want to create another tuple with some other elements. For suppose I want to create like this, and I want to add these two tuples together into another tuple. So I can give, using a plus operator, I can create another tuple and check whether what are the elements that tuple 2 is the new concatenated tuple. So let's check what elements are stored inside the tuple 2. So I have placed a tuple, I have given elements 1 2 3 in tuple, and in one tuple, and hello world in another tuple, and I am giving, first I want the elements of this tuple 1 2 3, and next I want this element, so hello world as in is the next element. So I have given tuple one tuple and the tuple together. This will be creating concatenating the two tuples together. And also we have discussed the slicing already earlier, that is fine. And if we want to check again, if I suppose let us create tuple is equal to 1 2 3 4, and I want to access 1 to 4, in this sense starting from here to here we will be getting the output as these three elements will be accessed, because index 1 is number 2 and index number 3 up to number 3 we need to get that is the index number what we have given -1 will be accessed. So for -1 3, so 0 1 2 3, so 2 3 4 will be accessed here. This is slicing. And we can also, if for suppose I want to access the elements in the reverse way, then I can use this sort give in this way, colon colon -1. If I give, I can access the elements in a reverse order, completely in the reverse order. This is one technique. And for suppose I want to delete a tuple, we can completely, we cannot alter the elements inside a tuple, but we can delete a tuple. I want to delete this tuple tup 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then I can use del operator and use this and print tuple. That's all. Let us define some tuple here. Name tuple is not defined. Let us check for error, why it's throwing like that. Del tuple name tuple is not defined. We have accessed it now. Okay, the name error occurs because we were trying to point a variable tuple after it has been deleted using del keyword. The del statement, okay, fine. Yeah, we have already deleted the tuple now, so we cannot access it. So that is being thrown as error. What we can do is we can delete a tuple using a del function. That's it. That's all. So primarily let us define a tuple in this way and delete the tuple. I have printed here and then delete the tuple, so tuple will not be existed, it will be deleted. And last but not least is unpacking a tuple. The elements in the tuple can be separately assigned to a particular variables. Suppose I am creating a tuple in this way, 1 2 3 4, and I can give the elements inside the tuple to the particular variables in this way. So a b c d is equal to tuple and tuple. So we are having 4 variables, 4 elements here, and I want to assign 1 to a, and I want to assign value 2 to b. In this way I can give the variables separately, and if I give the assign tuple here, all the elements will be assigned to the specific variable that we have mentioned there. So I want to print a in C. 1 is stored inside the a, and if I want to print check what is stored inside D, the 4 is got stored inside the d. So these are some of the operations that we can perform on tuples. So that's all for this video, and let's connect in the another video. Thank you.